by the way, I love it because look at the street names. Let's go through some of the street names. Bookmark.
Aw, sweet.
So this is all like about, books.
Chapter. We were on Chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you get it, Storey. Although it's Storey, but still. Book Club Road.
Yeah, I love it.
This is cute.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're going to be super happy this time.
We're happy every time. We live in Central Florida, the happiest place on earth.
That's true. We finished our last video, and I told Eric, I said, I feel like we're always like Debbie Downers. So we're going to be really positive this time.
Oh my gosh, what a great day. What a great day.
Amazing.
What a great day.
Oh my gosh. It's
I hate us so much.
Tree. I know, right? That was our Disney audition.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make it. Okay, so where are we going to go today, honey?
So we're going to go to Rockwell Homes.
We are. Just sold a Rockwell home.
So
excited about that.
Yes. So Rockwell Homes it's a newish builder, certainly new to this area.
Right.
It's down in the Winding Bay section of Horizon West. So we're going to start at the top of Avalon Road, well, close to the top of Avalon Road. Right now we're Avalon and Marsh is where we are.
This should look very familiar. Yes. All of you that have followed us along. The Walgreens, the infamous Walgreens, is right there. Catty corner to my left is the Walgreens where I meet clients all the time. Probably met a few of you there before. But this little intersection is definitely one that we have referenced. This is actually the intersection where our son totaled the car, by the way. Did we
right here?
This
is it right here.
Except
he went through
left.
He was turning left.
Yeah. Anyway.
And so that light that's a green arrow, like we came up to it, it was just green. It didn't have the green arrow, but it also didn't have a yellow flashing arrow. So he went and
went green.
There was a car coming, and then that happened. So
all good. Well, that story.
This is recording. I don't know. Seems like it is. Well, if
sure
we don't have anything out the side, we'll know.
Okay.
So can I do one thing that's going to be annoying?
One?
Well, at least I'm prepped. So here's the thing. So we have.
Wait.
What?
Remember that time when I said, "Do you know what's wrong with me?"
And I said, she said, "Do you know what my problem is?" And I said, "What do you think it is?"
I'm sorry. You just said that.
By the way, that's a good estimation of marriage right there. Is to say. Sometimes your problem's not your problem. But that's okay.
I totally interrupted you. It's just that I had a little flashback and I was giggling. So anyway.
So we have a couple of times on these Sunday drives, we have noted that when I hear the word Hamlin, I think yes, exactly. And then what was there was a Jackson Brown? Oh, down on the boulevard when we passed the Boulevard home.
Right.
Rockwell. This one's really stupid, but it's true.
Okay.
Rockwell is the name of the artist in the 80s. Who had a song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. And I feel like that's Michael Jackson singing, but I'm not sure of that. And then he goes, I have no privacy. So every time I think Rockwell Homes, I think, I always feel like.
Is it really?
So anyway.
Well done.
I've practiced that stuff in my room over and over again so I could get all of the.
When he was a kid, not now.
No, now. Today.
He does that every morning. Okay.
Okay, can I tell one more story about music?
Oh, my Lord. Yes.
So I drove back from Texas with my son to and from Texas to get his dog here. And so what we did, which was fun, we went to the Billboard charts. We did even numbers on the way here from Texas and odd numbers on the way back. From 1977 up to 1993. And we picked he did the Billboard Top 100, and then he, on his Spotify list, played the songs. First of all, I knew almost every song. I could sing almost every song from the beginning. Also, music in the 90s, horrific.
It was not great.
Oh my God, so bad.
It was bad.
But it brought back a lot of memories. We went through the 80s of me in my room as a teenager. I wanted to be a singer. It clearly didn't work out. But
very good.
But I would sit in, and even though the Michael Jackson thing, I'd get all those things in there. So he'd be like, out of my life. Got all those things in there. And so
good.
Thank you. But so we got stuck in a big traffic jam.
Oh no.
And We Are the World came on. And I was like, did you know, son, that I could do We Are the World, like the whole song, like impressions of every person? And so I'm giving him the names of everybody. I'm like, Huey Lewis, but if you just believe. That wasn't a very good impression, but still. I was giving him the names. And then, except Cyndi Lauper, I can't do Cyndi Lauper in that. So, Go back and review that. You'll see where my talents lie and don't lie.
Oh.
Anyway, we're on Marsh Road.
No,
Boy, that was a long
we're on
start.
Avalon Road, babe.
We're on Avalon Road.
He doesn't know where we are.
I got carried away in my
did.
80s musical haze.
That's your mullet.
Shama.
Okay.
So,
All right. By the way, do you think people noticed that we're wearing the same thing we were wearing in our
last week, because we're shooting 2 videos in one day. Thank goodness. It makes me so happy because...
Oh my gosh. Well, again, we have to go here anyway. So
Yes.
So Rockwell Homes is a newer builder here in this area, not new builder in general. Very excited. I have some clients that just contracted on an inventory home.
Yes.
Here in the community, super excited about that. Actually super excited because their site agent, Tiffany, I've actually worked with before. She's worked for another builder in the past, and she and I have worked together several times. So super excited. Shout out to Tiffany.
Yay.
But yeah, so Winding Bay is, we've talked about Hovnanian's Winding Bay and Winding Bay Preserve. The Preserve section is the townhomes. Winding Bay is more of the single family homes. They do have amenities there at the community. It's also very close to like the Encore at Ovation area. So it's kind of just past Waterley here on Avalon Road. Yes, sir.
And so Horizon West was divided into villages, and they gave them just letters. Okay, so right now we're in what's called the Rural Village, which is hard to say also.
Rural.
30 Rock episode, The Rural Juror. Do you remember that? That was so funny.
Juror.
The Rural Juror. They had a musical called The Rural Juror. That's really hard to say. But we're in the Rural Village, okay, and we're crossing into what is Hamlin, but was village. I forget what letter village Hamlin was, but they've sort of developed names now.
Yes.
So this is still, I guess this is sort of called Avalon up here, and then we're coming into Hamlin. Thank you. But then further down from Hamlin is going to be North Lake, Silverleaf. These are all parts of sort of the Hamlin area, but the name for what's in the southernmost part, which I think is Village I, but now is known as Ovation and Winding Bay. There's a whole, everything is kind of getting names now, all part of Horizon West. So we're sort of taking you from the northern part, the tip top of Horizon West, to the southernmost part of Horizon West, although who knows what southernmost is now because it's all growing.
Yeah, so just think of like Horizon West is like your hand, and all the different digits are like the different sections, all part of the same thing.
Yes.
That's
so we're taking you right now from the tip of your middle finger. No, it's lovely there. We live up there.
Stop. Okay, so
so you see though why it's the Rural Village, because and a lot of farms here. People have a lot of pride in the fact here that they have not sold things. Now, although someone has built their own house here, which you'll see on the right, which is like a 14-car garage. So amazing. It must be a car collector of some kind.
Amazing.
Really cool. But you can see what do you see in the distance?
I see Wincy Groves, which is Dream Finders. Yes. So yeah, I always tell people, and again, when I'm driving with clients, this exact route, there's a lot of commentary talking about a lot of this. And kind of going back through how Horizon West kind of was born, so to speak. But the main road up here is one of the exits off of 429, which is New Independence Parkway. Mm-hmm. That exit off of 429 is going to take you right to the Walmart and to the Publix, into the Hamlin shopping area, the Sinopolis Luxury Movie Theater, the restaurants.
Sticky.
It is. It's very sticky. But over here to our right, we're just going to pass it. We'll wave to it as we go. Wincy Groves. By the way, meeting some clients over there tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Oh, that's true.
I am. Yes.
They bought a lovely, lovely home. That was something that was falling through. Yeah. They called Amy.
Larissa, Dream Finders, absolute pro. She is a doll. She will send me updates. And I believe that one came at like 9:30 at night.
Yep.
So she's like, hey, I think this deal might be falling apart. Do you have anybody? Boom. Yes. Next day we're
on the phone when they opened.
So anyway, I digress. One thing I want to point out, and this is twofold. Number one, it is Horizon West, not Horizons.
Yes, thank you.
It's not plural, it's one. Horizon West. And I also want to let people know Horizon West is Winter Garden.
Yes.
So people are like, I like the Winter Garden area. I like Horizon West. I like Windermere.
Yeah.
Okay, Horizon West is Winter Garden. And that's not to like tell you you're wrong. I'm just trying to give you an understanding that Horizon West is this section, this area, this new construction threshold of Horizon or of Winter Garden is Horizon West.
Lakeside at Hamlin.
Lakeside at Hamlin. I'm sorry, you wanted me to go in there.
Well,
they finally have a paved road. Woohoo!
Yeah,
we're excited.
We have lots of clients that are building in there, so it's been a little slow going.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not really, I guess, because
it's just because they pre-sold.
Yeah, they pre-sold it, and so it just feels like it's been flattened out forever. They got all the sewer lines in and things, so those things will start building up. As you're going to see after we come through the overpass here, you'll see the hospital over to the left, the Orlando Health Hospital, which has just grown exponentially.
Yep.
But one of the things we keep talking about, we talked last week about buyer agent, and we had a phrase in there which I think we're going to use a lot now, which is let your agent choose your agent, don't let your agent choose you.
Correct.
What Amy said about Horizons West is a great way to test. If they say, yes, you might like Horizons West, hang up the phone, because I know what they're talking about. It's Horizon West. Horizon, it's one. So, and if you work in this area, if you know this area, if you know that we're passing Orange County National Golf Club on the left.
And this is Schofield Road, another exit off of 429. Yep. So New Independence was the first one. Yep. Schofield is the second.
And that's the road we took. If you go all the way through there, the bumpy road was that way. My phone fainted again. God, I hate it.
No,
when
it's
because
you bumped. But yeah,
true.
I always tell people Schofield Road sets you out right here at the white fence, which is kind of your reminder that is the golf course.
Okay, I gotta fix my phone.
Fix your phone.
Do that. I'll just hold it up.
That's okay. And then we're almost there anyway. So
hi everyone.
And we're doing just a
There we go.
We're just driving down Avalon Road. This one's probably not going to be quite as exciting. But did you want me to talk a little bit about the selling aspect of it?
I do. But can I tell you that in the 1970s there was a song that was on the hit chart. You said bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. There was a hit song on the top 100. Ain't gonna bump with no fat woman. And the whole song is about he did the bump. Remember the dance? And that she was so big that she bumped him right off the dance floor. And that's actually a song that actually exists, and we couldn't believe it. And there it goes. It's horrible, but it was sort of in the vein of
I remember the bump.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. So yeah, it was the same kind of idea. So I mean, it was in good fun, but
what was the?
That's the hustle.
Hustle.
Yes. Okay. So what are we going to talk about?
I don't know. Our memory's going.
Yeah.
Sellers.
What
Listing
working with? So what?
agent,
So what does
something
it?
like
What? So what are the? We talked last week about the steps to buying a home and calling a buyer agent and those kind of things.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the steps about selling your home.
So again, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, okay, I know there's a lot of people out there that will probably disagree, but I think it's very important to have a listing agent, a realtor that's going to help you sell your home that is actually familiar with the area that you are in.
Yeah.
I have been on the buyer's end of transactions more than once where the listing agent did not even live in the area. They were of no help. There were issues with accessing the home. They were nowhere nearby. I would have to go meet people at times when it would typically be the listing agent's job to do that. And it's because they knew a friend or somebody and they let them help them through the process. There's nothing wrong with that. But the whole point of listing your home is to get it sold. And while we might be in a seller's market right now, it will not always be so.
Hey, can we just go back 1 second? You said something that seems so obvious. I just want you to say it again, though, because we talked also last week about that our job is to set and manage expectations. What's the purpose? What's Sidell Road, new high school over there? What is the point of listing your home?
To get it sold.
To get it sold. And by the way, add in for the best price possible that will appraise, all those things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're trying to get your home sold.
Right.
That sometimes people forget that. They really do.
And and in some markets it's you put it on the market and it's gone immediately, but there are times when it could be 30, 45, 60, 90 days. It's still on the market.
The average right now is still in the 30s, 30 days to sell a home.
So it's by the way, we're at Waterley, so we're here at Flamingo Crossing. But yeah, so there's a lot of different elements as to what a listing agent does. So first of all, that listing agent is going to communicate with their client, who is the seller, and they're going to talk about what those expectations are, what that listing agent is going to do. Ultimately, the commission aspect when it comes to the seller agent, because remember now as the seller, you are the one that pays the realtor or realtors if there are two involved, which is usually the case. And that is, again, something that you and your listing agent discuss, how that is going to be allocated For us, part of our marketing that we do, and that really is what you're paying your realtor for, is the marketing and all of the nuance, the paperwork, the details, the legalities of getting the home closed and finding the buyer. It's not just about putting it on the MLS. For us, we actually do videos of the homes that we're selling just as we do for the model home tours. Now, they don't necessarily stay up on the YouTube channel as long. So usually after they get sold, sometimes we pull them back down. But that is huge marketing, right? So, those of you that have watched our YouTube channel for the actual model home tours, I'm sure there have been, every once in a while, you've seen our newest listing, right? And then, you want to go in through Storey Lake?
Yeah, just because
Storey Grove,
because there's new stuff coming there too. So.
Yeah. So we'll go through, we're just going on our way to Winding Bay. We're going to go through the Lennar community of Storey Grove.
And just to go in the back, so this is Water Springs Drive. So Water Springs Elementary School is back here.
Yeah.
There will soon be a Water Springs Middle School. You can see lots of things, being cleared back here. And behind here is going to be actually phase 4. Waterly. 4 and 5.
Oh, it's like
4 and 5 stretches all the way back behind us. Yeah, so phase 4 and 5. Yeah. So this sort of will end back here, but then Waterly that you saw back there stretches all the way back down to Ovation. So where we're going to end up, almost getting to today. So, we back on the subject of selling your home. One of the most important things for me, and I think for you, is pricing your home. Yeah. That's an expertise issue, right?
It is.
So
do we turn right here?
Wherever you want to go. Go to the school.
Okay.
This
is the amenity center.
Yes. On Beowulf Way. What a great name for a street. Yeah. But pricing your home in this particular market is so challenging right now that I don't know how you do it by yourself. And there are different philosophies of do what you feel.
I'm gonna go this way.
There are different philosophies about how to do it. Do you price it high and hope someone will come up to it? And do you not even worry about the appraisal? Bad idea, in our opinion. I don't know where we are, but I guess we're going behind the school. I don't know. Okay. By the way, these are
portables.
These are portables. So this is a brand new school, 2 years old, and they've already got all these portables out here because they're building more schools because that's how many people are moving here. So that just gives you a real perspective on the school and like how fast things are growing here. That they really built this school with portables because it opened overcrowded. Lovely school though.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So if you're selling your home, one of the primary roles and jobs for your selling agent is to, for your listing agent is to...
You're just pointing out there's Waterly.
Yeah, Waterly, here comes phase 4.
Here comes Waterly.
Right there. So it'll be over this ridge right here. And it's going to keep going all the way back down there. Oh, gracious.
Yeah.
But we talked last week about... Wow. Holy moly. Woo! Boy, that's going to be big.
Oh, I love where we live.
Yeah, I do too.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. But we talked last week about don't have an expectation about what you can afford until you really find out.
Right.
Because it's an emotional component of that.
Yeah.
The same is true for pricing your home with a listing agent. We have people that will call us and say, I know for sure that my house can sell for $700,000. We run the comps, we run the valuations, and it's $450,000. Okay, dear friends of ours that they were asking about homes in the neighborhood, and said they put out a price they thought that the house could sell for. It wasn't their house, another house, and they were off by
a lot,
$250,000.
Yeah,
but it's because the market is so crazy that in your head you start to conflate what I would love to get for my home to what I could actually get.
And it's about, I think, perspective too.
Yep.
Can I point out something really
Please.
fast? Okay, so I just want to point this out. This is completely irrelevant for the conversation, but I talked about this.
That's our favorite kind.
I know. So look to my left. Do you see this white fence with like the lattice work on top?
Yes.
Okay.
Lovely.
So in communities, I like to point this out because people always ask about what kind of fencing. You have black wrought iron fence like this.
Oh,
this
good.
is what you have to have over, like if you back up to conservation, ponds or water. If you are on the corner home site and you are allowed to do a privacy fence, that is the type of privacy fence you can have.
Yes.
It cannot be the full 6-foot privacy aluminum fence. It has to have the lattice work if you're on the corner.
Right.
Okay, that's it. So
and
anyway.
that's set by the HOA,
Yes,
correct?
correct.
And
I just like to point that out.
Which is usually set by the builder to begin with.
I describe that a lot. Like
Yeah.
I'll tell people, have you ever seen like the the little lattice work? But in this community, it looks like that's probably what they have everywhere. But at any rate, anyway, I completely interrupted you.
No, it's totally fine. No, it's totally fine.
Irrelevant.
No, by the way, this is lovely.
It's very nice. I love this community.
Storey Grove.
Yes.
So they have Storey Lake and Storey Cove and Storey. That's kind of one of their things. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Storey thing.
And by the way, I love it because look at the street names. Let's go through some of the street names.
Bookmark.
Aw,
sweet.
So this is all like about
chapter. We were on chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you get it. Storey. Although it's Storey, but still. Book Club Road.
Yeah, I love it.
This is cute.
It's super cute.
Anyway, so setting your price. Have you noticed? I think people enjoy that we sort of jump around as we pass Bookspine Avenue or Alley. I think people might enjoy that we jump around because it really is on these Sunday drives. We're just taking a drive and talking about how the market goes. But apologies if that
bedtime story.
I live on Bedtime Story Drive.
Yeah,
wow,
I love that.
That's sweet.
Nice. Anyway,
okay.
Let's get out of here.
So we jump around a lot. We're very sorry about that, but that's how it works when you go with your crazy uncle and Auntie Amy out to drive around. That's what's gonna happen, people. Okay. Anyway, so so my point is pricing is a thing.
Yes.
So when people think about the actual dollar amount when you list your home, okay. By the way, in front of us is this the?
I think
this is the other phase of Storey.
I think so.
But then just beyond that is going to be a Publix.
The Publix, right? So that's why I'm wondering if this is part of the other aspect. Can I interject for
please?
Just a moment, please. Okay. So I was getting ready to say before I got sidetracked by the fence. So I do think a little bit about that when you're talking about how people are like just jumping to these random numbers.
Yes.
It's about perspective. When the market's doing well and you think, oh, I might be able to get $10,000 more for my home than I thought. Well, now people all of a sudden are going to $100,000 more than what they thought. And that's out of the realm of possibility. Come on, people. Well, that doesn't mean that some people aren't paying well above the appraised value.
Right.
But, and I'm sure you were getting this, but I want to brag on you for a minute. Because we talk about listing agents.
Yeah, we're going to go to the part where I bragged about myself?
Yeah.
But you want to do it for me?
I'm going to do it for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway. So Eric was talking about one of the things that listing agents do is about the valuation of your home, right?
Yes.
It's not about you determining what it is that you want to sell your home for. It's about what the market is indicating that it is worth at that time. And that is going to change from month to month. We've had clients where we did the HomePulse, which we'll talk about in a minute, months and months ago. They weren't contingent to sell their existing home, so we waited to put it on the market until they were ready.
Yep.
And it was like $30,000 more that we were able to list it for just because those months passed in the market that we're in.
Yep.
But to the HomePulse. So this is something that Eric designed himself. Every realtor should and would be able to provide you with a CMA,
comparative market analysis.
Yes, of the of other homes that are similar to yours in the area that are both active, pending, and sold.
Yes.
Showing you kind of what that market trend is doing for homes that are similar to yours. But I'm a very visual person. Sure. We're going to turn into Winding Bay, and then we'll go to Rockwell. But you, and I don't know if you did this for me or just because it was another way to do it, but I'm a very, very, very visual person. And so the way that Eric designed the Heart and Home Orlando HomePulse, which is ours, it is, what you designed, and it's something that you configured, and you have been rock solid with them every single time.
I've been getting pretty good. Although
pretty good.
I have to say, like today, we're dealing with an issue where a home didn't appraise nearly.
We didn't price it. We were the buyer agent.
That's true. But we did talk and strategize about an offer to get the home.
Right.
And my valuations I still do the HomePulse the other way. And I was off a little bit. It's the first time I've been off. I've been very proud of how close I get to what the appraisals are. And that appraisal number is so important. It's such a thing that we just slave over because if a house that we're listing or one that we're buying, if it doesn't appraise, it's just bad. It's bad times. It's bad juju for everybody.
You know what? Go ahead. Finish.
No, that's all I was going to say is it becomes very, very important. So that back to that, when you sell your home, pricing it is very important. Find your agent. Don't let your agent find you, and make sure that you trust them on pricing because they have expertise. If you have expertise in pricing your home, that's awesome. But know that the market
because your neighbors put a home that's 2,000 square feet bigger than yours for way more doesn't mean that that's what you're going to get for yours.
Well, and one of the things that really comes through is people talk about listed prices when they're this is actually a really good point that I hadn't really thought through until we're thinking about the people saying, well, they should have gotten this for their home because that house is listed at whatever. You know what else that house is? Unsold.
It's not sold.
So you can list your house for $1 million. If it doesn't sell, it's not worth that.
And even if it's pending, quite honestly, if it's pending, you don't know what that, just because if a home is listed at $700,000 and it's pending, that does not mean that it's pending at $700,000. It could be pending at $640,000. You don't know that.
You don't know.
You won't know until it sells.
And appraisers go by sold.
Right. And this is what I was going to talk about. You know, we keep fluffing through some of this as though people know, and I think that in some cases people don't know. So we keep talking about appraisals. So just as a quick example, you're borrowing money from the bank. The bank is going to give you the loan so that you can purchase your home. But the bank is not willing to lend you more money than the home is worth.
Right.
Therefore, when you purchase a home,
you're going to have to go down and then come around because they're saying you can't turn left. It says no left turn.
Okay. Interesting.
That's weird. We're going to figure that out when we come back. So go to Encore Innovation just because we're here as well.
So
we're having fun.
But anyway, so the lender is not going to loan you more money than the home is worth. So the lender, not the buyer agent, not the listing agent, not the buyer, not the seller. It is the mortgage company that schedules the appraisal. They will have an appraiser, the person that comes out to do all of the valuation based on sold. They can't use the other ones as well. They have to know what actually sold. What are those sold numbers? Those are the numbers that they use, along with public records and some of the other information and valuation sites. But the appraisal has to happen. So the point is, and the reason that matters when pricing your home is that you can't think, well, yes, my home is worth, I know somebody would pay $700,000 for my home.
Right.
Well, maybe somebody would, and maybe if somebody had cash, and maybe if people didn't care about whether or not the home was worth that, sure, maybe somebody could, because the value of something is what someone is willing to pay for it.
Right.
But the bank is not necessarily going to agree.
Right.
And so when you list your home, you need to list it at a price where you feel it is going to appraise, where the lender, whomever that lender is going to determine and concur that indeed the home is priced at $700,000. The buyer came in at a full price offer of $700,000, and it appraises for $700,000.
Yep.
Success. It could actually appraise for $710,000, and then woohoo, you've got $10,000 equity in your home already. Or it could appraise at $680,000, and now you're $20,000 short. And that, in a normal market, we are not in a normal market, but in a normal market, if that were the situation, and I guess it could be in this case too, especially with the people that we're referencing from this morning, then that's the opportunity for your agent, for your realtor, to get back to the other agent, and you now have to discuss, hey, the home appraised lower. It appraised lower from what you listed it at, and we need to, renegotiate the terms. We need, and by the way, sometimes the seller's like, nope, not changing my terms.
And they'll put it back on the market.
Or
and hope to get that, and then hope and hope it appraises differently. By the way, an appraisal is a professional's estimation of what something is worth.
Right.
So there are bad appraisals. There are bad appraisals where you go, okay, what are these comps? So on the one that we have that we're dealing with in appraise, I immediately said, send me the appraisal. Let me look and see what they used as comps.
Right.
Because you can appeal an appraisal, but that's a challenge.
It's a tedious, time-consuming process. And I do think, that we're starting to feel a little bit of, there was this insanity, there was this urgency, there was this scarcity, and people are going, like, their immediate offer is over asking price, when in a normal market, your offer is lower than asking price. Right. Usually you work the deal the other direction. Now people are like, I'm willing to pay this much more than what you're asking.
Yeah, it's insane.
Winner, right? Not thinking, oh yeah, it still has to appraise, or do they waive the appraisal contingency, or do they have extra cash to bring to it? But it's just a little bit. I feel like everyone's to the point of saying, pump the brake on the crazy, right?
Well, I think that's happening. Like, for example, in Winter Garden a few weeks ago, we had 10 days of inventory.
That's right.
Now we have 15 days of inventory. That's still a low amount of inventory. 100 days of inventory is where a stable market is, right? So between buyers and sellers is 100 days of inventory. But the thing is, even going from 10 days to 15 days means things are on the market a little bit longer, it means people are going, It also means that there are homes being contracted on right now. The appraisal is going to be scheduled 3 weeks from now.
Right.
And if in 3 weeks we have 30 days of inventory,
Yep.
all of a sudden
There's a shift.
there's a shift there, and the homes are going to start to not appraise. And then homes are going to start to not appraise. They're going to start to come back on the market. They're going to be for less money. And that's where we start to see things turn around and prices to at least stabilize. I don't think that prices here are going to go down significantly. And when I mean 5 or 10% down. They might go down 1 or 2% when things stabilize. But that's it's all supply and demand. And that's all we're dealing with whenever we talk about this. We're talking about how many houses are on the market that's the supply, how many buyers are out there that want to buy them, that's the demand. And when there's more demand than there is supply, prices go up. And that's what's been happening.
Yep.
If the supply is starting to come back up and the demand is going down a little bit because the prices are so high,
Right.
that's how capitalism works. So I think we're going to get there, and I think we're going to be talking in the coming weeks about more homes that, hey, we got to work on the appraisal here. That's going to happen. All of this started as a conversation about choosing someone to sell your home, and it branched off because it's such an important part of what the process is and what we do, that I just go back to choose your agent. Don't let your agent choose you. If you go on any of those Zillow sites or things, or if you get marketing materials, we want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So we got a postcard from an agent, a home sold in our neighborhood, and so we got a postcard that said, here's all the recent sales in your neighborhood. Well, that's cool. You can find those in the MLS. It absolutely implied on the postcard that agent had sold all of those homes.
And guess what? One of those homes was ours.
Was our home.
That I sold.
Yeah.
But it was on her list, on her flyer.
Right.
I was like,
so it implied that she sold it. I think you can go in there.
I think I can go in here.
But
I just can't go there.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So just know what you're getting into. And the way to do that with someone to sell your home is to speak to them. To talk to them, talk to the agents, ask them about their pricing opinions, ask them about how they work, ask them how they determine value, ask them how they're going to market your home, because that's ultimately what the commission is for the marketing of your home. So talk to them and choose them. Don't let them choose for you. Now, we send direct mail postcards out to some places, just basically checking in, saying, hey, Amy is,
But I don't list
realtor.
homes that I didn't sell
Right.
in there.
And we say things like, she's the number one selling agent in Winter Garden, because she is.
But ours also has like recipes on it.
We do send recipes sometimes. Those kind of things, just to that's
to
for
be
awareness.
present in your community.
But
yeah.
it is a normal practice. I don't even think it's an unethical practice. It's probably good marketing.
Probably.
To say, here's all the homes that sold, and imply
But
that you're doing
don't be
more.
fooled.
Yeah. So for you, it's if you
Buyer,
want to call
pay
and say,
attention.
did you sell all these homes? And they'll say, no, that I was just letting you know what the values were, and because that's what
Which
they're
is-
doing.
yeah,
Ultimately,
that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Choose your agent. Don't let your agent choose you.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. I'm done.
Are you? Do you think so? It's gotten quiet. Okay. All right, guys.
Quiet sleep mode.
We are going to again, we're always working, multitasking. So we're actually getting ready to do the model home tour
That you
here,
saw 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Whatever. But we're getting ready to go film the Rockwell model home. So we are here again in Winding Bay. Hope you enjoyed our little drive down Avalon Road. And until the next time, I guess. Yeah. Stay safe. Stay well. We love you.
Somebody's watching me.
All right. Goodbye. Happy house hunting.
Oh.